Hello? Can you guys hear me? I don't hear William.
Can
You
you
guys
hear
hear me?
Peter? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, William.
There we go. The soft sound of Peter. How's it going, man?
I am doing great. Slowly getting back into action here. Decided I wasn't going to trade today just to get a feel for the markets again. But yeah, having a good day. Feeling good, actually.
Well, welcome back, Peter. We are so happy to have you. And just note, we're live on YouTube right now.
We are.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I was playing my own welcome back music earlier. Just because we were entertaining people as we always do with music, right?
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back.
But this is all about you, William, and the Trade Review Show. So hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello, everyone out there. I'm just back for vacation. Happy to be here. Oh, let me introduce, well, let me do it properly. And allow me, please, to introduce a man who needs no introduction, a giant amongst traders and canines alike. He is known the world over as the incredible, the magnificent, the intimidable, the phantasmagorical A-Dog.
Woo! Thank you, Peter. It wasn't the same without you. The chat really missed you, man. Your energy, your fun, your excitement. We're all happy to have you back. It's not just about me, man. It's about everyone. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate that. As I said, I actually did miss trading, and I missed the room as much as I had fun on vacation. And everyone should always take time off and enjoy life a little bit. But I said I do like trading, and it's good to be back.
Yeah, what's up? I mean, yeah, that's great, Peter. Want to give an intro for us about what we're doing in the trade review and invite people to send it into the off topic, and invite any YouTube trader to send anything they want to our forum.
I think you just did, but let me say it again. So, and yeah, no, I appreciate it. So, guys on YouTube especially, and anyone who's new to the room, so twice a week we do the Trade Review Show here with William, who sort of leads us through an analysis of trades, not his trades, but your trades. So we're looking for your trades to be submitted. William, when I had left on vacation a couple weeks ago, you put together a template. I was wondering if you is everybody using that template now for trade submissions?
Plenty of traders are slowly transferring over. We're not mandating it. I'm just gently suggesting it for many different reasons. And yes, I'll put up a link here in the post alert section while you continue.
Fantastic. Well, William post that link, guys. We do ask that you use that template if possible. If not, what we want is for you to submit your trades. We don't care if it's a winning trade, a losing trade, a trade where you followed your rules, or where you broke every rule. In fact, we like to get a good mix of all of those. Ideally, we'd like to see everybody always following your rules with winning trades, but we know that's not the reality. And the big advantage of the trade review is you get someone else's perspective on your trade. You generally learn more from your failures than your successes. So we're looking for you to submit your trades, whichever one you'd like to have our perspective on them. We can sort of tell you, what do we see in the chart? What do we see in your trade? What recommendations or suggestions could we have on how we would have tackled the trade, and that you can consider for the next time you take a similar trade. So if you don't have access to the template, even on YouTube, you can submit your directly to William. You can submit your charts. We ask for 2 time frames, have the trade entry and exits clearly marked. We don't really need a lot of commentary, but you have it. If you have it, we will take it. In the room here, submit it into the off-topic tab. If you're online on YouTube, William, actually help me out. Where do they send them to?
The off-topic. Oh, on YouTube.
Well,
yeah, we have a Bearable Trader forum post. I'll send that link also on YouTube.
Fantastic. All right, so there you go, guys. So that's how you do it. We'll do this for about an hour. We do the trade review. It's always a great time set to get another perspective on trades. And even if it's not your trade, you can take a look at it. What do you see in it? Would you have tackled it the same way either the trader took it or the way that William's describing it? Because there's never only one solution to any trading scenario. So that's the advantage of getting more perspectives. You can sort of see it in a different way. So without further ado, let's get into the trade review. Hey, that rhymes. I'm a poet and don't even know it. So, William, well, I think we've got a couple. I thought I saw at least. There we go. There are a couple being submitted. So we got somewhere to start. And what I'll do is I'll hit mute because I'm actually interested in following along because after being off for a couple weeks, it's good. This is a good way actually to sort of reorient myself with the markets. So I'll jump in if there's any valuable commentary I have. If not, I will let you run with it. So off you go.
Man, Peter, you need to take vacations more often if you're going to come back and kill it like that, man. Thanks so much for the perfect intro there. All right, guys, so we're getting straight into this. Peter led us in perfectly. So Jean and then Thomas. Jean, are you here, buddy? All right, Jean, thank you for using a modified approach to this. I love it. Let me get out Epic Pen really quick. If you guys want to edit the template that I sent in the alerts, that's totally fine. You get the gist of what we're trying to do with it. So this is perfect. All right, strategy, ABCD, entry 1610, exit 1633, target, stop loss, risk to reward, about a 2.3 to 1. Okay. So, I'm guessing you're talking about this trade if it's an ABCD. Is that correct? 16 or this one? No, it looks like this first one. All right. So, you're doing a 1 minute ABCD. That's what you're being really quick on the draw there, right? Is that what we're doing here? A, B, C, D, and you're buying the breakout on the D, right? All right. So, and then let's see what you wrote up here. Open strong with volume. Above level for previous day high. Pulled back and tested the level. Saw also most of the charts had the MAs below. Entered as soon as it went above the moving averages and view up on the 1 minute. Partial. When I got the 2 to 1, 50% partial again, then got out at break even. It went below to test previous day high. It bounced and went above view up. I decided to enter again and same start. Target high a day. Partial at almost high a day. Then again, all out. Wow. Okay. Let's see this. So this was Snap. What was the news catalyst? If there was any. Was there any news on Snap? Yeah, John, I didn't trade Snap today and didn't follow it all. Was there any news on it? Because I see that it gapped up on the daily. Anyone know?
I didn't see any news on it. Let me just check here for you.
So, Jean, how did you pick the stock? Okay, got it. It was discussed on the Carlos and Norm. All right, awesome. That's what the pre-market show is for. All right, so you get some sort of hammerish candle at, I don't know what happened at the trend, gaps up above it, all right? Even though it's below these moving averages on the daily, you're way down here and you have room to get there after the gap up. And you've got the support on the other time frames, all right? Love it. Now you're doing a real strategy, which is really tight, right? You got an A, B, C, break this low right here, come back in at hold, and then you get in right when everyone wants to do the same thing. Okay, they might not be looking at a 1 minute ABCD pattern, but they're looking at probably this breakout area right here, and you're finding a smaller time frame setup that aligns with the gap, the breakout. There was definitely people hitting the ask here. I can tell from the volume. Again, your smaller time frame setup where you're above the moving averages, you're above VWAP, you're looking at You're looking at daily levels. What else did you say? And you're looking at the previous day high. And you have a target. You have your targets. You're taking partials at 2 to 1. You're getting out at break even. You're not instantly getting upset because you got out and you wish you could have got out more up here. You're having patience to wait for whatever your next setup is. Now look at this. Does this not look very similar to the other ABCD on the 1? It's a one more candle. But look, you got the break down, come back up. Volume came in here. Break down, come back up. Volume comes in right there when you get in both places. Love it. Jean. Everything about that trade is something that we would like to do each and every day. You're using higher time frames. You're using daily levels. You're using pre-market analysis. You're using a smaller time frame entry. You're using risk to reward plays. You have targets. You have stops. You have discipline. You have patience. Is there anything I'm missing here? Am I missing anything? This was fantastic, Jean. The kitchen sink. I can throw in the kitchen sink. I can do it. Don Ho, very soon DOS is going to be adding in a replay feature. So just keep that. Be aware of that. Eric, why do you think Snap is a scary stock to trade? I actually love stocks like Snap and X. When they're in play, when they're going to move, I love those stocks. IG, I think he was playing a risk to reward. First partial was at a 2 to 1, 50%. He's playing risk to reward. BTC on YouTube says Snap was gapping plus volume in the pre-market. Yeah, BTC. Was there? I'm just wondering, was there an actual news catalyst that caused the gap, or was it tracking SPY or something? All right. Well, Jean. Yeah, I would say. You know what I would say, Jean? I would say, print this chart out. Study this chart. Look back on the daily so you can see more daily. See what SPY was doing. Note that you have this pre-market breakout. You don't have it of this wick, but you have it right there and right there, okay? I'm not sure exactly that second moment was that. Okay, when it goes back, it just like gets flooded with orders right here when it breaks out through that level. So really, I would print this out and study it. See what you did. And say, this is one of my A1 setups. Next time I see this, I will know exactly how to trade this. Love it, man. Thanks so much for sharing. Good trade. All right, am I remembering this right as Nigel or Thomas? It's either Nigel or Thomas. I'll flip back. Thomas. Thank you, Thomas, for using this setup again. Is it difficult for you at all? Like, I'm guessing you don't trade off this, but if you do the trade reviews off this, it's very helpful. Thank you very much. All right, Rising Devil. Perfect. Setup grade A, potentially. Stocks. Stock gap down on fundamental catalyst. What stock is this? Okay, we know what the catalyst was. Sold off into the open. Drops after the open and pulls back. Thomas, did you see Thor's recap? Yeah, I think he did. I kind of listened to his recap in my car while driving, so I didn't get to look at the charts. Thor, are you still here, man? He seems never here at the end of the day, so he's probably not. But I think he did a very, very similar type of trade because he called out the Rising Devil. And he had a stop placement at VWAP also, I think. Okay, drops after the open, stop placement, stop reason. That was the only level that made sense at 931. I'm not sure, though. That's why I'm submitting this for review. Intended reward, 2 to 1. Actual reward, 0.5 to 1. I took a tiny size on this trade because I haven't traded this setup very much as yet. Awesome. Thomas, that's what you do. When you're learning a new setup that you want to study, you either trade it in sim or you trade it with extremely small share size so you don't care if it's a winner or loser, and you practice it. So that's really great. I like the entry well enough. What I don't like is the stop loss. So I'm going for help on that. What would be a better stop? The entry happened at 9:30:57. At that point, what's a smart place for a stop? VWAP seems far away, but nothing else really seemed logical at the time. What does everyone think? All right, traders, he's throwing this out to you. So what do you guys think? He's entering in within the first minute because he's trying out the new strategy. He has a complete indecision candle. Let's try to zoom in on here so we can see this, because he's definitely using the 1 minute chart. You've got this completely wide indecision candle on good volume, selling off into the open. VWAP's probably this dark blue line. And look, you were very close to getting stopped out. Okay? Very, very close. So you had a wide stop, but almost got stopped out. Alright, so IG says maybe pre-market levels to the left. Let's see if we can see anything. Don't have any pre-market levels noted. Okay. Does anyone else see a good area for a stop loss? Other than the VWAP? He chose VWAP. We know VWAP is a wide and safe one. Anyone from YouTube have any thoughts? Eric says, I personally get hurt trading in it this morning, chasing it with the marketable limit orders, and my resolution for next time was to fade into the close for the position with unmarketable orders rather than focus on a stop level to control the trade. All right. Jennifer says previous candle high. Yeah, Jennifer, that's an option, but you're just asking to get stopped out. If your stop out is the 1 minute high, there's a very good chance you have the right direction picked and you're going to get picked off. You're going to get stopped. You're going to get stopped out, but it's a level that we definitely, a lot of traders use 1 minute highs and lows, and it's the hardest. Yeah, Peter. Okay, so Peter, do you want to jump on? And do you have any insight on this? He's asking the stop loss. He put it at VWAP, which is right about 38.20, I'm guessing, or pretty close to that. Maybe 38.10.
Well, not really. In the first minute, when he would have entered, I'm just checking a 1 minute chart here, sort of real time. The VWAP was pretty high. The VWAP at that point was way up at 38.80.
Oh, 38.80.
Which is yeah, because look how it's swooping down, right? Like look at the 1 minute chart you've got there.
Right.
When the entry was made, the VWAP is actually off the top of that 1 minute chart, right? So anyway, so it swooped down, but what you also don't see is pre-market. So there was a consolidation at 9:25 that came in at 38.20 with an open and close of two candles at 38.20.
Actually,
with
hey,
a little spike there.
Peter. I'm sorry because I feel like you might say something that's gonna give it away. So before you go in, I want to ask other traders this, so you don't give it away, because it's fun to have people think and try to look at the chart.
You bet. Okay,
cool. But I'll let you finish. I really want to know your perspective too, but I think you might have been going around this. There is something on this chart that's glaringly interesting for help with the stop placement. Does anyone see this? Okay, you can always use even numbers. That's kind of like a psychological thing. It's not always a technical aspect, but yeah, even numbers hold. If they have orders stacked, they can be amazing resistance and supports. Maurizio, yeah, okay, Peter, were you going to mention that at all? It sounded like you were talking about pre-market, and then you said 9:25, so I stopped you. Were you going to get into this? Look how beautiful.
Yes, exactly.
This is just insanely beautiful. So, good job, Maurizio, and then continue, Peter.
Yeah, so I think we're saying the same thing. So it was definitely a trend from pre-market. The trouble I had with this trade was there's not a lot of pullback. So it's good. I think it was good for the entry, but he's absolutely right in identifying. Who is this, Thomas?
Yeah.
I think Thomas was good at identifying the fact that it's tough, Thomas, where to put your stop loss, because you're right. At the point at which you entered, VWAP would have been very high, 38.80, which would have given you a huge stop. So that no new 5-minute high, I would have taken the top of the previous 5-minute candle, which is, well, it's 38.25 to be exact, and it happens to coincide with where those 1-minute candles essentially stopped, which was 38.20. So again, it would be in that range that I would have put a stop. It actually would have been fairly tight on the open, but if it's not going down, then you know what's going to happen to you, right? It's likely to spike up off the open. So I think, did you say where you had identified it? No, you just said maybe at VWAP, right?
Mhm.
So anyway, so that would be my vote, and for those reasons that I would put around 38.20, 38.25.
100%. Now, what's a completely different, yeah, Seth. What's a completely different perspective if he's asking, I need help with where to put the stop because a reasonable level of VWAP seems far away? What's a different perspective where we could answer that? He's asking where to put his stop. So turn the question from a different angle with the facts that he's stating.
Are you asking me to?
Well, you not specifically anyone, including you, Peter.
Yeah. It's a tough one, I find, because I would have had a really tough time entering this trade, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't give a pullback to any level. So just as while people are considering, what William asked, look at it. If you look at it slightly differently, so what significant level? Like, why did TD Ameritrade, AMTD, stop at that level and continue to go down? Right. I mean, it's really, I just see a consistent drop from 9 o'clock, right, in the pre-market. But usually on the open, you expect it to pull back to a level and then it goes down, right? The old rising devil, as we like to call it, approach. But where's the rising devil part, right? It never actually happened. So that would have been tough for me to have taken this trade. So it makes the stop really tricky.
Right. All right. So Vikram says, right, your stop should not be compromised. Okay, Vikram, if your stop should not be compromised and the stop is potentially farther away than what you think is possible with the risk to reward, then what is a different decision you could make when you are looking at this chart? Yeah, J-Bone. Just because you see a setup that you think you want to trade doesn't mean you have to take it if the risk to reward isn't there. So yeah, I see the rising devil setup. I see what you're thinking. I see that it's in play. I see that you want to trade it. But if you can't find a good risk to reward within those parameters, a very interesting and very disciplined and very patient trader might say, let's let this one pass. Let's wait for a different setup. I'm identifying this. I'm picking the right trend, but I don't see a good risk to reward. Let's move on. Another way is you can say, if my stop is going to be VWAP, and if, again, I'm patient and disciplined, let's not get scared out by a 1-minute wick up to where my stop is. Let's say the closer it gets to my stop, the better my risk to reward is, right? Because once you're in this trade, you're withstanding this increase right here. You've got to withstand 60 cents or something. But if you weren't in this trade, what if you can get closer to the resistance for your entry, which is what I try to do a lot of the times, and it takes me so long to do that because this candle is indecision. This candle's looking all green at the very moment you would want to short it, and you're just looking at this 1 minute and you're losing the overall big picture when it's really just closer to your stop, and thus you're getting the pullback, and thus you finally have your risk to reward. So just a couple different ideas. But overall, I like what you did here, Nigel. Hopefully you got some ideas from different people to think about how to execute it in the future. I mean, Thomas.
One, maybe to say something against what Vikram put up there. Vikram, you're saying scale and smaller, and you mentioned it twice, which is legitimate in some scenarios. The challenge I would have in this trade with the smaller scaling is you still need to calculate a risk to reward on the whatever size you do take. So if you were saying, VWAP is your stop from the point of entry that we have in this example, that would be about $1, right? It's essentially $1 stop. So if you even wanted to get just 2 to 1, you'd have to have this thing move down $2, right? So from 37.60 all the way down to 35.60. That to me feels like a huge ask of a stock like Ameritrade that was already down significantly on the day. Now it's easy to look at the chart now and say, oh well, you would have got it. So you would have worked out, but I'm not sure that doesn't feel like it would have been a good risk to reward if I was looking at it in the first 2 or 3 minutes to say, is it reasonable to expect a $2 move out of it without a significant pullback? So again, just as food for thought as you're assessing trades, because it's great that this one worked out, but I would suggest in general they don't always.
Thank you, Peter. And hey,
All right.
hey Henry, really quick. Was your stop VWAP in this? Oh, I wonder if it was VWAP or the 5 or the 9 moving average or whatever moving average it was. Are you here, Henry? You entered at VWAP, and so what was your stop? $41. Yeah. Okay. So Henry, it was like was it a 5 or 6 or 7 cent stop? 41.78 stop. So 5 cents. Okay. So 5 cent stop. So Thomas, are you still here? All right, Thomas. So he sees a setup, and he's waiting. This is a really good example. He sees a setup, and he's waiting for his price to get close to his stop loss. Now, this isn't a 5-minute chart, but let's just imagine this is a 5-minute chart, which it's not. At this moment, so many traders will have an impossible time to short right here because they see I made a new 5-minute low. It's closing 5-minute bullishness. This is when it's going to break through VWAP, and they will either go long or not take a trade. Now, I can't see the 1, the 2, the 5, and the 15 because this is the 30-minute chart. So just imagine that this is the 5-minute chart. And then you can see he's waiting for a pullback close to where his stop is going to be. So, Henry, let's say, are you waiting for this to get to VWAP? If it doesn't get to VWAP, and let's say it stalls out right here or something at 41.60, do you still take this trade and do you have a lower stop, or do you not take the trade because it doesn't get close to VWAP for you? You see that? So he's waiting for the setup, Thomas. He's got an idea in mind, like your Rising Devil or like whatever this is to him, which is a VWAP bounce, I think. And if it doesn't fully materialize to offer him the risk to reward at the stop that he wants, he just goes on to the next trade idea, in theory. Don't know if he actually executes that or not, no idea, but in theory he does. And that makes perfect sense. So just note that as when you're looking for stops, hopefully that again will help give you a different perspective on sometimes we can wait for the price action to be closer to our stop, or we let the trade go by us. Now Henry, so is this a VWAP bounce play? This is a 30-minute chart, clearly in a week, very weak on the daily, huge sell-off, wait for the pullback, get close to your stop. Is the specific setup to a VWAP bounce on a potential descending triangle and reverse ABCD? Potential, right? Right, so you've got the reverse ABCD, and then the descending triangle right there, right? I think this is what he's talking about. So then he's playing the pullback for the potential descending triangle. This was on the 60, got it? Got it. It's either way, 30, 60, same idea, but I hear you. Okay. Look at that. Basically, you get short near that high, which is the major resistant, and then it just dumps back in your favor. Fantastic for traders to see your completely different perspective, Henry. Really good.
Now, interestingly, Henry plays bigger time frames, and I've traded with Henry before, many a time. I would have traded this for completely different reasons, but taken essentially the same trade. Because if you look at smaller time frames, like the 5 minute you were talking about, William, it happens to be a double top right off of the. So it's done a nice double bounce. This is actually the second bounce that he took off of the VWAP. The VWAP has moved down 1 cent, which makes the second top slightly lower than the first one. Still, beautifully executed trade. You know, I probably would have taken the exact same way, same stop. Who knows if I would have got the same entry, but with essentially the same target. So, you know, I love this trade, but interestingly, for completely different reasons than why Henry took it. But this goes to something that you've said many times, William. There are traders. The best trades are when you have traders looking at it at multiple time frames and thinking the same things and hopefully acting on the same things.
That's exactly what I was thinking as you were saying it, Peter. No headphones today, huh, buddy? But yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. If you can get a 60-minute trader to align his trade with a 5-minute trader, and they go in the same direction independent of each other, they unknowingly have a greater chance of their trade working out. So that's one reason I have all of the time frames. Now my feeble little brain cannot process all of that, but I try to see it all. And I don't. But that's my intended goal, and as I trade longer and longer, hopefully I'll be able to see it more and more and more and have all of those stars aligned. So yeah, Peter, I agree 100%. Thank you, Henry. We've got Henry Mario. All right, Mario, we got an interesting, looks like you took multiple pictures or something and sliced them together, maybe. Not sure what's going on here, but we can work with it. It's all don't be sorry. No, it's all good. It's all good. X. I wanted to trade X so bad today. Eamon and I both wanted to trade it, but it was just too extended for us. We couldn't jump in, and wish we both could have, because it was clearly a long, right, Eamon? All we were wanting to do was long it. We just didn't get the... You know what? Thomas. Hey, Eamon, are you still here? I mean, Eamon, are you here? Yeah, Seth, what are you talking about? Okay, well, Eamon can't jump on, I guess, but Thomas, I'll note it one more time. Eamon and I, when we were doing our recap on Apple, we both said we wanted to trade X long. We thought it was a long. We thought it was a good opportunity. There's no way we were going to short that thing. But we just didn't have our entry with the good risk to reward because it was too extended for us. That doesn't mean we're wrong that it's not tradable. Just for our setups, we're like, we got to let this one pass. And then this trader, Mario and Nigel, they did find their risk to reward and set up trades within it. So you can. I hope that makes more sense. Even more. Seth, I'm not sure. Okay, you shorted it at the top. Did you send a chart or no? Okay, no, you're just saying you shorted it. Wait, you did? Okay, got it. So you shorted at the top. All right, hold on. We'll add that in a sec, Seth, for sure. So Mario. So sold off at pre-market, but it started reversing at the pre-market and holding. I saw it, man. I was staring at it, wanting to trade it so bad. At the open, went in long because it was on a clear uptrend, holding the 9, partial 25%. I really don't know why I partialed. Happy trigger, I guess. Got out the rest when it started to make new lows. So what was your actual long setup idea here? Other than it was clearly looking like a long. Maybe it was just the trend, the 9 EMA trend. I understand you were going for a daily high, but what What did you see specifically to have you enter when you decided to enter? That's what I want to know. The uptrend and the reversal at pre-market. I got it, but why enter the... What caused you to click the button right here? After this pullback, you had a major pullback, which is killer. That's what I'm wanting to know. Killer pullback that you got, and then you go long. So other people can see it. At that moment, something caused you to get in long. The pullback, yeah, the pullback. Okay, so you had a lot of things going for you. You noted the pre-market, you had a pullback, you were above VWAP, you were above the 9 moving averages, and you saw that it was trending up. You had one reason I wanted to trade this because the volume was very nice. You had nice volume and clean pre-market action, so clean. God, I wish I could have pulled the trigger on it. That was really, really nice. And I don't know about the higher time frames, but what I see on this is that, again, you've got overhead resistance. Even on a gap down, you're not messing with the 1 minute, the 2 minute, and the 5 minute overhead resistance. And that's a rare thing. Right? You have a big gap down. Usually you're going to have overhead resistance on the smaller time frames, and you don't this time. It's above everything. So really great trade idea. And then for your partials, right? Nice, starting to make new lows. You get at the top, and this move was extended, right? The reason why Eamon and I didn't want to trade it is because it's extended. So to expect another leg up after a gigantic move on X, I love. I'm fine with this partial, man, and I love getting out right here. Killer, killer trade management. Yeah, I know, ZZ Top. That's what I'm saying, man. I wanted to. I wanted to so bad. It was just extended. It didn't fulfill my trade. No. It wasn't that. I got no problem over trading, man. None whatsoever. I didn't trade it because it was extended from VWAP at that moment. Now, maybe I need to learn that that's not the most important criteria, but I was just following my rules. It was just extended. At that moment, it was just extended, and I see it. Yeah, it was just extended. That's all. So, Seth, did you short it right when he got out or something right here? From this, I don't know, it looks like a daily level or something. So, Seth, what caused you to short it at that moment? Or was it the daily level? What goes up must come down. So I guess that was. Yeah, it was very, very extended. Looks like it hit some sort of daily level. It had, looks like a pretty close to a hanging man at the top. And if there is actually resistance up here, not sure. But if there is, love it. So yeah, man, good trade, Seth, for the short side. Vikram sending us a nice, simple 1 minute chart here of Apple. Yeah, man. Was this an all in, all out? At a 3-to-1 or a 2-to-1, Vikram? Yeah, thanks, Mario. Yeah, Seth, you too. So, Vikram, I don't know if you're saying yes. Okay, all in, all out, quick trade, 3-to-1. Yeah. Vikram, did you see my recap today on this trade on Apple? Oh, check it out, Vikram. I traded this. I got a fantastic trade on it. I got long right here. It went... Okay, Vikram, I'll show you what happened. So I got long right about here. After it held the 200 moving average on one of the time frames, I forget which one. It went back up, and then it dumped. It stopped me out to the penny. Yeah, watch my recap, guys, from today. The quality is kind of crappy. I get it. The quality, because of the recording I did today, is kind of crappy, so it looks a little pixelated, but watch it. It's a short one, too. I put my hard stop in the market right here. It nicked me to the penny because I didn't put it below the support. I saw the time and sales being flooded with green, and it jumped, wicked me out, came back up, and I'm like, no. All right. I executed this trade idea perfectly, except my stop was at support, not below the support. I didn't do what I know I should do, which is get closer to the support or have a wider stop. So again, it nicked me out right there, and I jumped back in about right here. Right there. And then you know what I did right here? I added into my position. I re-entered and I added. I was like, this is my harmonious chart. This is the daily level. This is the time and sales. I'm looking at SPY. I'm seeing everything on Apple. Today is a day that Apple's going to run. It is, okay? And yeah, so I got in. I re-entered and then I added into my winning position, which I rarely do, and I'm trying. I'm trying to learn how to do it. And then I did pretty good on my exits. I was happy. I didn't exit out anything here or here, I don't think. I waited. I had my patience. I was like, I'm in the right trade. Let me get my hands off this keyboard and just wait. And yeah, it was one and done if you also consider the re-entry. So yeah, watch that recap, traders. It's short and it's really, really good. It was all about the daily. This has nothing to do with the 1 minute chart or the 2 minute chart or the 5 minute chart. It was 100% the daily chart, traders. It was. You don't get this giant move that happened with 1 minute traders scalping or getting in and out after a few seconds. It doesn't happen. So yeah, so yeah, watch that Vikram, but I really like the recap anyways. More easier, I'm not sure what you mean. A possible reason X stopped going up. Yeah, Vikram. Oh, you're talking with Seth, okay. I was in the off topic, so I didn't see any comments. I'm just trying to look. Okay, I didn't see Norm's recap yet, Seth. Yeah, J-Bone. Oh, Marisa, okay. I'm going back to the... I don't see the chart. Maurizio? Which chart are you talking about? Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm opening it up. Oh, and so what were you saying? The moving, are you talking about the 50 moving average or this daily level right there? Gojis, I have not done any sort of analysis yet whatsoever. For that, I will look either tonight or tomorrow. If I had more analysis, I would give it to you, but I just don't. Haven't done it yet. Okay, J-Bone. I'm seeing you sent a trade in. Yeah, I see it, Maurizio. I saw the trend line you did. Right? The blue, you drew this. Failed to break out over the 50, lost it, hit the resistance up here, and it made a big move. It was extended, and it made its pullback right there, yeah. Definitely very well could have been where people wanted to profit. They saw this. Look at this. I wonder if it's going to continue, and you're going to get something like this. And then you're going to get an explosion if it breaks up or breaks down out of that wedge. If it's a long-term wedge. No idea. Alright, so J-Bone. Looks like we're doing... Alright, perfect timing, right? That little wedge I was just creating is exactly what J-Bone traded. Triangle, breakout, B trade. Got it. Indicators, confirmation. Stock originally gapped down, but was POS at market open. It was a piece of crap at market open. Is that what you're saying? Or POS. Does POS mean something else? Oh, but it was positive. What do you mean positive? Green. Okay, got it. Okay, it was green. Holding the 9 on the 1. Time and sales. Relative level on the 1 minute break of the triangle pattern. Yep, I see it. Somewhere down here, right? Because it's perfect. Totally understand that. Risk to reward intended 2-to-1, actual 2.5-to-1, partials, great thoughts. B set up because the first candle wicked higher than the base of the triangle. Not on the clean. Not clean. I see that it's not clean on the daily. Okay, noted. And are you saying because this one was a little higher, it wasn't the perfect triangle? Like ideally perfect? Okay. Yeah, so... Man, it's rare you get the perfect trade. So if you're calling this like a B plus or an A minus, totally understand based off one little candle. But regardless of that, man. Alright, this will be the last thing since it's almost closed. We'll play the game here so we can all see this. Okay? And look, we're going to spam the chat just because it's closed. I mean, the market's almost closed. I don't think many people are trading here in the last 8 minutes. So, type in 1 if you think this is a good long play on the 5-minute chart. Type in 2 if you think it's a good short play. And 3 if undecided, you're not going to get in. So Eric, you think it's a huge short play. What about other people? 1 for long, 2 for short, 3 for indecision.
Should have just asked me to put a survey.
Yeah, I could have. Wow, okay, so I'm surprised. This looks incredibly bullish to me. But we're getting a lot of indecisives and a lot of ones and a mix of 1 and 2s and 3s. Okay, so it's pretty mixed. It's mixed. Okay, let's look at this chart. At the moment that he traded, the 15-minute had just a little bit of wick up here above him. So it was kind of like this. At the moment he traded. Type in 1 for bullish, 2 for bearish, 3 for undecided. I got it. That's fine. Right. If it's extended. Okay, we're getting a few more ones. 3 because it's excited, and Zen, some people still think it's bearish. Okay, interesting. Okay, we have more ones that time. Okay. Daily. I want to see. Curious what you guys think. Okay, 2 minute. 1 for bullish, 2 for bearish, 3 for indecisive. Interesting. Ah, very interesting. Zen, you just want to short the heck out of this, Zen. I can't convince you that this looks like a long, can I? Okay. So, to me, honestly, I would say it looks bullish on the 5, bullish on the 15, bullish on the 60, bullish on the daily, bullish on the 2 minute chart. Okay, I would say it was bullish on all of those. Number 1, just from the chart. Okay? For it to break out of this area also, if you can be reading the tape, it is impossible for this thing to break out without there being a lot of green hitting the ask. The spread's going to be 1 to 2 cents, so it can't be moved up by too much by hitting in between the bid and the ask, getting in between it. It's got to be a lot of green. So if you get the top of this on something that to me personally looks very bullish on all time frames, and then you happen to be smart enough to be looking at the tape for the moment the volume starts to break this pattern and you see the green ask, I didn't take it because it was extended. For sure, but if I'm just looking at the charts and not worry about VWAP, not worrying about how extended it might be, but just looking at what the different time frames were screaming, to me, they're screaming this is a long opportunity. And then you get your risk to reward, right? Based on a smaller time frame setup going within the higher time frame plays. So I like it. I really, really like the trade. If we could, this is a trade. Whoever sent this in, I forget, J-Bone. Right, for sure, J-Bone. But I'm telling you right now, if we could have paused and you could have called me up and been like, hey, William, what do you think about this trade? I'm thinking about getting in. Man, I would have jumped in with you for sure. If we could have, like, snapped our finger, completely freeze the market and give us time to look at all of the potential. Where's our stop? Where's our risk to reward? Where's our resistance levels? What do the charts say? What's going to happen on the time and sales? I would have jumped in on this with you, man. Yeah, no, Thomas, yeah, that's like if we can freeze the market. Every second, someone's going to be calling out something in a Discord group. And, I mean, you guys can definitely do that on your own. But it's very, very, very difficult at times to do that unless you have the traders are very like-minded, no one talks over each other, blah, 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 blah. It's hard. It's very beneficial too, and I recommend people to try it if they want to. But there's also some major drawbacks that you should all be aware of. Yeah, no, it'll be crazy. Everyone yelling, throwing stuff, getting pissed off because they went into a trade that they didn't want to do, but they were convinced to do it. Yeah, man, be careful. All right, traders. Thanks so much for a perfect trade review. Thank you, Peter, for coming back. Being back here with us, man. Happy to have you back.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Very happy to be back. Markets are almost closed. We have 2 minutes. Anyone still in a trade? If you are, should be getting out.
Hey, Peter, I've got to run right now because I need to be somewhere at 1:20. Can you try to look quickly at Mike B's question to see if you can help him out? Thanks. Sorry, Mike, I can't do it. And thank you, everyone. And Peter, I'll see you in the room tomorrow, buddy.
All right. Take care, William. Later. All right, Mike, let's take a look. What was your